This season of anime has reminded me on how I love anime and been an anime fan. Just like this season, we've had Spy X Family is making its mark as the perfect anime. We have Summertime Rendering getting better and better and possibly being the next Re:Zero. We even got a Power Rangers anime this season, so hey, we got all the works out here in these animes, so hey, we can get anything we can get. So from this spring anime season, there's always been one thing I keep thinking about, an anime that keeps coming back, and that is Kaguya-Sama Love is War. What I gotta say is the best romance comedy anime there ever is, especially this season. Kaguya-Sama Love is War is one of the best romance comedy animes that's ever been made in history, especially even this season's putting even a more bigger mark on why it's so great. Hello, if you're new to this channel, hi, I'm a weeb who watches way too much anime, but hope so you all can bear with me, and my relationship on this channel kind of goes like this. It's time to talk about anime again! Since we've had Kaguya-Sama Love is War come out for its third season, it reminds me on just how great Love is War is, just on how the best romantic comedies that are out there. We've seen throughout other shows animes keep dragging on like Rent a Girlfriend, or we see Herm type of animes where the MC drags on and where the MC ends up just choosing one of the girls and all the other girls are stuck on liking the main character. Anyways, but Kaguya-Sama Love is War. It has been the beacon, the light that has guided the way to the romance comedy to be ever remade. But before we get into that, we have to talk about the best thing so far about Love is War is the openings. The openings, openings for 3 straight seasons have been absolute bangers. See, from the series from we have so far is we have Kaguya and Shirogane, the most 2 over biggest thinkers who both love each other, but they don't want to admit that they love each other, which is what you see would be, it's already a simple premise, and they make it to points throughout the whole series where it doesn't get boring and too dull, and also they put the comedy part in, and they mixed in all these certain characters, and each and every single character fits perfectly in. There's never a dull moment, and every character feels like they deserve to be in there in that specific moment. How they keep the romance keep going, it never gets dull because they constantly are switching between different characters, and since they do it so much in a funny way with all their characters, certain moments they would mix it together and mesh it well to where you end up being relieved at the end and just being happy, and you enjoyed your moment, you have a genuine laugh. This is one of the animes that generally always every single episode has me laughing just on how funny this anime very is. It's always just so funny, and this season has been a ball of how funny it is, from Fujiwara cursing. A second point that I have that really puts a stamp on all of this is what this season has really shown is character development. And then for Kaguya, she is like one of the probably biggest tsundere overthinkers that you ever got. She's just so much an overthinker. They even had an episode of her own courthouse in her own head. Been super interested in Shirogane and his sister's character because both of them, especially this 3rd season, they mesh so well throughout this entire series. It's just so great to see how great they mesh together. And for Ishigami too, he's just a relatable character, you know, he's that, weeb, that loner that most of us are, and he's just a relatable character that people can relate to, and he's just kind of sad and depressed that maybe like you might be. We may never know. We have to go throughout the progress we've seen throughout season 3, but we have the man himself.
Comes a spark straight to the man! The man! The legend!
this man has been throughout straight out constant war. This man has been battling, finally get his purpose that he had in season 2, but now he's been battling to try to get his girl, Tsubumi. He is probably not gonna get Tsubumi. Our brother, he has become a fallen soldier, so we just gotta salute for our fallen soldier, Ishigami. He tried his hardest, and he was the first one to finally confess throughout him and Shirogane and Kaguya, so we gotta give it down to our fallen brother. But we all know already from what we've seen throughout this season is that Ishigami is probably gonna end up with Ino at the end of this. So that's gonna be the likely couple because they do match and you understand it. And I feel like this season also too was really trying to tug at your heartstrings to show how Ishigami was so in love with Tsubumi that he ended up seeing how it really is gonna hurt him, but also at the same time too, you know how much it would be good for him to be with Ino. So it puts you in that balance in the middle. It puts you in that middle. It just tugs at your heartstrings. But there is one woman that we have not talked about yet, and that is Miss Hayasaka. Hayasaka, she has been an interesting one. This season they've put a focus on it, especially on hers and Kaguya's relationship and how you can really see that is a genuine relationship. But at the same time too, just shows how much she cares for Kaguya and just shows how much, more interesting her character is on how she views on how people always have an act and no one wants to be truly genuine. And finally we're getting more of her character, which is a great thing because I feel like probably after this season, because we're obviously going to know it's going to be season 4, that we're probably going to see more of her in season 4 because I feel like there's going to be more of a turning point for her character. But we gotta wait and see what we can get. But hopefully we get something good. But now we gotta talk about somebody named Fujiwara. But also her character is so funny, but also in the balance too, that she does not give a flying crap. It brings this great balance on how her character is and how she's funny, goofy, but at the same time she doesn't care because she's just so much of a carefree person. She doesn't care what she does. She doesn't care what she says and just tries to live her life as fun as much as she can. But of course she does get a tiny bit annoying, not that much, but that's what her character is kind of tended to. It's a stress reliever, but also she's a bit annoying, but everyone else thinks she's annoying and they kind of play off of that, so it makes everything kind of turn out good. Of course we can't forget her, Miko Ino. We still see that she is the very strict, trying to follow the rules, but also too we can tell that, but also true that she actually does have a warm heart and she's not all strict, follow the rules there, mister. No, she's not all like that. I really like that we get to see that type of progression throughout. Get to see of her, being she has a genuine heart, and her character just fits in so well because it's almost like, they added that extra balance because the balance was already good. You had Shirogane, Kaguya, and Ishigami. They all had their own balances, but then you throw in Ino and it was, this shy type of girl who also follows the rules very strictly. Also for Ino is that she's a very, very kind person. You can see that, and you can just see that she is just a great character that is written in this story, and like she's getting close to get best girl even in the manga. Like I am so tied between her and Hasaka. Like it's so hard to choose which one of them is better, but even overall, Lovers War, their characters out of them all, they're all just greatly written characters, and they're all just so amazing. And that's what they do for all of these other characters, in which it's just so great and perfectly planned, and just how they put it, how they mixture the characters in each bunches, and how everything just works. And it's a really fun ride. But through all the rambling about how the characters are great and character development, blah 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 blah, the one thing you also got to put into is that even though it's not no crazy budget animation like Ufotable or like Mappa or something like that, they still do a great job. Nothing looks or just out of place or kind of iffy or choppy, and the pacing is it's just amazing. And the characters, how they're written, goes so good. and just the overall story and how they're placing it is going very, very great. I just gotta say, this final episode finally got the confession. This episode, it was just amazing in Kiss, and it's been a long waited moment, and how everything was directed, animated, it was just so amazing. Finally get to see them finally confess in Kiss was more of the climax point we got of this, and it was interesting to see that we finally reached the climax point. In a lot of like other series, when they kind of release the lover confession, either they go to like a big giant time skip, or it's kind of the conclusion part they end up going with it. And I did kind of thought before I picked up the manga a month ago, it was that, you know, I kind of figured, you know, how are they going to continue the story like this, because I thought there's going to be more of that conclusion type ending like other shows usually have, and because the main characters are Kaguya and Shogune. But reading the manga, there's probably enough material for maybe 2-3 more seasons that we can possibly get of great content for this series. So there is still so much more that we can get, and it was just surprising to see how there's so many things I never thought of that could be topics that could be brought up in certain chapters or episodes, and it was just so interesting to see. And overall too, when after we got to see Kaguya finally, you know, have a confession and kiss Shogune, I kind of thought that, you know, they were just kind of give up on their story. They're gonna be their kind of conclusion. They were maybe gonna push Ishigami and like Ino or some other side characters as them being the main characters, but luckily they didn't do that. And just reading the manga a month ago, it's just a constant thing of how they can keep it going, and it was just a constant just surprise and just shock of how they could keep the chapters going with Kaguya and Shogure and the other characters, and just how so many things I never thought of that could happen ends up happening, like ideas that I could have thought of happened, and I was so blind to thinking, oh, that's not gonna happen, but they do end up happening. And they just put so much more focus still into the main characters, and they still let you, you know, end up liking the side characters and still give them interesting story points throughout the arcs, so in the chapters. So it's just so amazing just to see that. And I gotta say, you guys who are anime only fans, just please just listen to me for 1 second. Please pick up the manga, go online, go buy one of the mangas. Please go pick up and start reading, because I'm telling you, it is some great masterpiece that you got to watch, because if you don't, you are missing out big time. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. But overall, I gotta say, Kaguya-Sama, especially even season 3, is probably gotta be one of the best seasons. And you all, I hope you really enjoyed Kaguya-Sama's work, because it is just a masterpiece of romance comedy. But please hit the like and subscribe button, because I hope you guys really did enjoy this anime video. And let me know down in the comments, who is your favorite character? Who is best girl of Kaguya-Sama Lover's Work? Boy, Crystal Klaus, and I am signing out. Peace.